Good morning, everyone. My name is Leah Neiman. I'm an author, speaker, and consultant at leahneiman.com. I run these Tech Talk for Parents every Monday through Friday, and I am so happy that you are here. Don't forget, we post a table talk discussion talking point for your family every Monday. I posted the new one for the week. It's in the room if you scroll down past today and last night's Tech Talk, you can find that. So I encourage you to print that out and have a great discussion with your family this week. All right, so our Tech Talks are just quick sessions. They are 15 minutes or less, and we cover social media or technology topics. So they are just meant to really encourage you to learn something about technology, or sometimes we even just cover kind of like an ideological type thing. So what we've been talking about the past 3 sessions is what to do when your child loses a device. And we've already covered Amazon and iOS. And this morning we're going to cover Android. So if you know me well, you know that I am a huge Android girl. I love my Android devices, but people tend to have a love or hate relationship with them. The great thing about Android is you have lots of options. The thing that becomes frustrating to people is they're like, help, what do I do with those options? I don't know what to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and what do you do when you lose your Android device and how do you find that? All right, so the one thing that I've kind of covered in through all 3 of these sessions is that the one thing about being able to find your device that is going to make it easy, and what you're going to need to decide as a parent, is a lot of being able to find your device is when you set up your device right out of the box, is setting up location. And that's just one of those things that you're going to need to decide as a parent. So a lot of people take the approach of, I don't want to set up location services. I feel like it's a little bit intrusive. And that's a great point. So if you kind of have that lean, then you're really not going to be able to take advice of the quick, easy find my device if it gets lost. That's just a call you're going to need to make based on knowing your child. If you have that child that tends to set things down and lose them a lot, I really encourage you to go ahead and use the location feature. It's just going to prevent a lot of those issues that you have in your home, a lot of those frustration points and arguments that you don't need to have. If you have that child and you don't want to lose location services, then it may be an issue where you just need to hold off on getting your child a device until they develop that ability to be able to keep track of their things. So again, when we talk about technology and making decisions for our children, it's one of those things that, there is no perfect age. I don't care what you hear. 13 is not the perfect age. 11 is not the perfect age. 9 is not the perfect age. As a parent, when is the right age to get your child a device. So make that call based on your child. I'm trying to give you just tools to help you make that decision for what's good for your family. All right. So let's jump in, and I want to show you the options for Android. Now, the thing about Android is if you have an older Android, like an Android that's 3.0, which is going to be running Honeycomb or something later, an older Android device, which that's something that we do with our kids a lot of times. We give them an older device because if they break it, a lot of times we're giving them something older. We're not quite as upset about them. So I'm going to show you something that you can download and install on that device if they have something older. And then anything that's kind of newer, so you can take advantage of some newer options. All right, so the simplest thing, and this is what I've talked about, is just to install the ability to use location. So Google is actually tracking where you're at. You're using some of the location devices on your phone. Easiest option right out of the box is to allow that. All right, so if that happens, no matter if you're using what version of Android, it's using Maps to track the last location of the phone. So when that happens, you actually just go right into Chrome and you type, "Where's my phone?" And I'm going to flip the camera around, and when you do that, it literally knows the location of your phone, and then you have a couple of options. And I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what it looks like based on an older device of mine that it's pulled up. All right. All right, so it has the location of my phone, and then you have a couple of those options. And it's very similar to what we saw with iOS devices. So you have the ability to select ring, or then you have the ability to set up and lock and erase. First, you can set up and lock and kind of put that message in like, hey, my device is gone, contact me, put a special message in and actually lock that device so that no one can open it and have access to it. And then the next thing would be to erase it. And keep in mind, when it erases the phone, it's going to erase everything off of that so that, it goes all the way back to the factory default settings. So again, that's kind of like your last ditch effort if you can't find the phone and you need everything removed because it's not coming back to you. That's your last option. But you can ring it. That ringer's going to go off for 5 minutes. So it's going to give you a little bit of time to find it. So if you're far away from it, you kind of want to drive up to where you're kind of in the location with it or get to that location and then go from there. But that's the option. So that's super easy. It's a really easy option. You just type it into Google Chrome. If you're not near a computer, try to, find a friend that is with you that might have their phone or whatever, but just get to Chrome, a Chrome browser, and type in, where's my phone? And sign in. You need to sign in so Chrome knows that it's you. So you're signing into your Google account, and then you're typing into Chrome, where is my device? And it comes right up. If you have a newer version phone, it will actually show like it was here, it was here, it was here. It like shows actually like you were at this cafe, that cafe. It's pretty creepily accurate, for lack of a better word. All right. Okay. The second way you can do that is to actually install something on your device. So you can use something like McAfee, which if you're using that on your computer, you can add that on your phone as well. So that's kind of like virusware protection, but then it also has the ability to lock your phone. So if someone's trying to log into it, it has features where it's tracking it, but it's also if someone tries to get into your device, it will, and they type in the wrong password, it will get their photo and things like that. So there are all kinds of extra features that you can download and install if you don't want to do the location thing right out of the box. So again, when we talk about Android and people kind of are like, well, Android is confusing to me. The argument there is that there's a lot of options is the way you can go there. So a lot of people do that instead. So instead of just doing the location right out of the box, it's using an app to do that for you. But you're actually placing that app on the phone, and there's a lot of different layers. So then it's like a security, but it also will track your phone as well. All right, so I'm going to show. Let me pull it up here. If your child is running an older Android device, because again, that's what a lot of parents do, you can install an app. It's called Lost Android. I'm going to show it to you right here. And that is going to work on those older Android devices. So anything that's like Honeycomb and older. So it's really great for, Android 3.0 and down. So I wanted to show that to you. And that is a great app to use for those. All right. I want to say one other thing. Keep in mind that once you disengage your account from that phone, you've done just that. So Android's not going to be able to attach that account to your phone anymore. So again, that's something that you want to do if the phone is lost and you can't find it. But just know that is how that's going to work. All right. I hope this was helpful. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to put that in the comment section, because I do realize that with the options that Android has, sometimes there's a lot more questions that we tend to have with Android. So please feel free to put those in the comment section. Personally, on the phone that I actively use, I do use an app just because I I run other things on my phone. So that's my preferred method. But I also have location on my phone just because I use a lot of apps. So I kind of have both on my phone. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I do highly recommend, especially for kids, being able to find those devices if they get lost. So however you want to do it, whether it's something out the location or something that you're running. And again, parents, like, right out of the box. It's so easy if we do it right out of the box. It's so much harder and so much more frustrating for both you and your child if it's something that we think about when we're in the middle of crisis. So it's one of those things that doesn't have to become a frustration point to us. And it takes literally, 10 or 15 minutes when that device is coming right out of the box. It's, I liken it to, when our kids get all those toys on Christmas morning, and it takes a little bit of time to set them up. But if we take that time to kind of set everything up and clear out the room of all the wrapping paper, our kids can play, and it's so much, they have so much more fun. So if we take a little bit of that effort with our devices that we've, spent a good deal of money on, and we put some of those things in place, everything runs so much more smoothly, even for us as parents. So take those little steps right out of the box for our kids, and our homes run so much more smoothly. So, all right, we will move on to something else tomorrow, and I will look forward to being back with you. Don't forget, Wednesday's Tech Talks are at 7 o'clock in the evening, and have an awesome Tuesday, everyone.